Hello my beautiful ones, Lorien Wellington Witch here. Thank you so much for joining me for this Moonology Oracle card deck review. I have missed you guys. I really have missed making videos and coming on and just saying hello, how are you? Been thinking, as you do, as one may do in Mars retrograde, about, what kind of action I want to take on the channel, what content I feel inspired to do, because tarot is something that I love, spells, magic, all the occult is something that I love, and I thought, what I really love to do is get to know a deck. I really love to see what the tarot cards or even oracle cards have to say. So I thought I'd do that for you again. I did a few quite a while ago. And I use these a lot. Everything I use, I have tried to find reviews on, and there's a few, but I just wanted to try some of these. So this is going to be about this Moonology deck. I just wanted to make a mini note as well that I will be going live again soon. I will be starting to go live. I have missed you so much, but things have been very hectic and things like that, so that's where we seem to find ourselves at the moment, getting back into a new routine. Ooh, excuse me, the case of the hiccups won't leave me alone today, and just trying to get in touch with you all again. So never mind all that, let's get to why you're really here. Let's get to the Moonology Oracle cards. So this, as you can see, is a 44 card deck and guidebook centered on the moon. Now, just as a disclaimer, I did get this on sale at Hay House, their website. I think they did one a while ago, or recently actually. But they do random times, probably seasonal, where they do deals on their website, and I got this for I think it was £10 instead of 17 or something like that. I don't know what that is in dollars or anything else, but it was really good. I recommend you check out their website, just to see if there's anything that strikes you, and especially if there's a sale on. See all the upcoming tarot decks. I certainly troll their website a lot, but this really drew my eye towards it. I saw this on YouTube with other people using it as well, and it comes in a very sturdy box. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's amazing. I think I did an unboxing for this, or I did at least some pictures that I posted on my Instagram at the time of getting this, and I've used this several times, both for myself and for online readings, offline readings, personal readings and stuff like that, and I do use it for myself. So this has had a very, very strong use since either early this year or last year. I want to say last year. So as you can see, it's a very sturdy box, beautiful on the inside, lovely artwork, and I will go into the artwork in a moment. But the main thing with this particular deck is it's very high quality made. I really appreciate the cardstock here. It's quite thick and sturdy, and the book is very handy as well. The one thing I will say is with the book, I'm just trying to get these out. Oops, I can't figure out the rhyme or reason as to where things are. Certain things are in the book. So Moon in Sagittarius, but then you have other things like the phases, and I haven't really got the layout of this yet, mostly because I don't tend to utilize this book as often as maybe I should do. I just go from what I feel from the cards. I'm an intuitive reader, but yeah, I think that's going to be, maybe some people really want to focus on the book, I don't know, but I do like the book. As you can see, it's quite sturdy. It's not a thin white one. It does have all the illustrations in here and quite a good breakdown of the meaning, just in case. If you just want in short, sharp little nuggets of information rather than a big long explanation, that's there for you as well. I do prefer both, I have to say. I prefer having a long explanation, getting into the history, and also the summary, just like beep beep beep. I like that. May not be everyone's taste, and then we have just the brief explanation on the back. But my main draw, I'm not gonna lie, as you may know by the title of my channel, I'm a witch, and basically I was drawn to these cards simply because they're about the moon. But I don't think I would have committed to purchasing them. I would have got them with or without a sale, to be honest. It was just happenstance that I looked and it was on sale. The artwork in this is beautiful. And I will go on to how they read in a second as well. But the artwork on this, I mean, look at that. Someone's bent them. I think that's my cat. My cat likes sleeping on the cards. So the artwork is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's the moon. You can't really make it more beautiful, but somehow they manage. And I mean, look at that. Some of these artworks I just want to have like in my entire house. But then we have, like, for instance, full moon in Capricorn, and a little summary. We have the new moons. We have things like the phases of the moon. We also have North Node and South Node, which is, for those of you who are not into astrology, really, North Node is the kind of point of your life now. It is the north side of the moon, and in your chart it's kind of explaining where the direction of your life needs to be, who you are, what lessons you're trying to learn. And the South Node is about past life karma, past life things that maybe you still are dealing with in this current life. So as if by magic, step out of your comfort zone. This is kind of, your comfort zone is things that you're used to, which is your past life things. You know, you may be used to just doing things for everybody. For instance, if your South Node was in Libra, which mine is, you would be very serving everybody else, what you need, and maybe sacrificing your own happiness for others. Whereas the Aries North Node is being more selfish, standing up for yourself, maybe taking more risks, and not being afraid to speak out. And maybe sometimes interrupting the flow and disrupting kind of, you know, the status quo, so to speak. So this is, you know, a beautiful card representation of that, but they do get into it in the book as well. And again, here, time to take action, new moon in Aries. You could just use these as clarifiers. You could use these as, to be honest, whatever you want. There's no real, I'm never somebody who will say, you must use these in correlation with. Everyone has a different style. My style really meshes with these. Gorgeous messages and gorgeous colours. The colour palette on this deck is absolutely incredible. To be honest, I don't believe that my camera will pick up as depth of the actual things. Like, look at this. This is just amazingly beautiful. I love these. So when it comes to reading with them, I love this colour, so nice. When it comes to reading with them, they can be very spookily accurate, which you hope for from an oracle deck. I immediately bonded with them when I opened them, and I immediately felt like a chill connection. I get a shiver when something's working. So if I held this crystal, I work with the other selenite wand, I get a shiver every time I use it. So this is kind of the energy passing through, and I immediately bonded with these. And I think, you know, half of it is because I'm a very visual tarot reader. I notice things and I connect with the energy of the visuals. And I think for those of you who are very like linear, like I will go from the meaning from the book, I think it works as well because they're all very distinctive, and they also have the handy little thing here, so you're never really wondering kind of where the message is supposed to be. So it's really good for that. As well as accuracy, I would say they are pretty accurate for many different things. But I do feel that as much as it is with the moon, you know, as much as things happen with the moon, they are connected to your emotions. So I would say they connect more to the soul's journey, the soul's purpose, the emotional aspect of things. For instance, there's one here, I think we've already gone past it, like nothing will come of this situation. And I was very anxious and worried at the time. And at the time I may have misread it, I don't know. But it was just basically, nothing will come of you worrying. Nothing will come of the situation that you're worrying about. So just kind of ease on. Ease yourself. And so I think it's very reassuring in that way. I don't know whether I had 2 here, but you can see this cardstock is really nice. That's why I'm a little bit annoyed that one of my furry friends has decided to bend the end slightly. I do keep these out of the way, but if you know cats, you know how much that they will try and find places to sleep where they're not supposed to sleep. Oh, lovely winter moon here. Well, it's waning moon, but I just feel like there's so much you can do with these cards without them being overwhelming. If you want a very cut and dry, yes, no, you know, tell it to you straight thing, these may not be the cards for you. These seem to be more advice cards. Particularly if you read the book, they are advice cards. It's like, maybe you should let this go, maybe you should do this. So that's kind of how I use them. I use them as both clarifiers. Oh, look at that blue! The blue! I use them as clarifiers. I also use them as advice cards in their own right in a big spread reading for clients and even for online. Like I go, okay, so what does the moon want you to know? What's this coming through? And it can really get through into your psyche. There's a south node. Don't let your past hold you back. Again, like the past lives, where your comfort is, where you may slip into old bad habits. So there's different things. I mean, if you wanted to, you could blend astrology very nicely with this deck. If you wanted, you could also, I would imagine you could probably... I've never actually pulled this one, but I know it's the front thing. I've never pulled that card for myself, or anybody, actually. But it's nice. Maybe it's once in a blue moon. There we go. Which coincidentally happens on 31st of October this year, which I'm very excited about. But I do feel like there's a great deal of understanding coming from this deck. You can use astrology, like I say. If you are a witch, you can definitely use this in your practice. In the Virgo new moon, I put this on the altar because after a long time, I redid my altar and put the Virgo new moon on there. And just, you can use it however you want. You know, similar to tarot cards, you can sometimes take the Empress or whatever, place it in your practice. But I do feel that it is mainly there to advise and guide. It's kind of like the moon's energy. It's there to assist you. It's there not to dictate anything, as tarot is as well. Tarot calls you out more than these cards do. You know, oracle cards, I always feel like this is the soul message, this is the, you know, spirit message, the inner guidance kind of thing, the emotional core. With tarot, they're very much depending on the deck, they call you out about mundane stuff, life stuff. They say, stop faffing around, get to it. These have a softer edge. But what else would you expect from La Luna? And I just feel... it's so great. I love these cards. I just feel like there's so much that you can do with these that transcends even just reading. I have not yet, I keep meaning to, but you could probably meditate on these as well, or just have them by your bedside or whatever. But reading wise, I do feel that they're accurate. I feel that they are beautiful. They do come with some good messages. Same as any other cards though. If you keep asking either the wrong question or the same question, you'll get confused. And you'll get confused messages because they're like, well, we've already answered you, or we don't understand the question. So be as clear as you can. Don't let pride get in your way. If you're scared of the answer, I think they pick up on that as well. But they are very serendipitous. Like in some readings I go, well, you need to balance material and spiritual, and then the Pisces card comes out, which is different, saying you need to balance the physical and the material, or adjustments are required. So it's just a case of seeing things from a different perspective with these. They are, I would say, I would highly recommend these to be either alongside your tarot journey or alongside your whatever you do. I don't know. Lovely new moon in Virgo. That's what I had on my altar the other day. But whatever you do, you can use these. They are incredible addition to my collection. I am so glad I have them. and the imagery is amazing. The imagery of this water is brilliant. So I would recommend just having a look, maybe seeing if you're drawn to them. I don't think I'll continue going through the cards because I don't want to make this too long. But yeah, just I highly recommend these. I highly recommend. And I think that these are going to be an incredible tool for a lot of tarot readers out there and oracle readers as well. Or witches even. Just to, maybe on a new moon, full moon, just pulling a card, seeing what the moon has to say for you. It can be whatever you want. And I know I didn't say I was gonna I wasn't gonna continue, but they're just too beautiful not to. So briefly, okay. See? And they're not too stereotypical as well. That's one thing that I noticed. They're not too stereotypical about the signs. They understand that there's multifaceted aspects to each sign. So again, it's a really nice deck to have because there's nothing that says, oh, well, this means this, and it's very rigid in that approach. Again, it's just advice. So I really hope that this helped inform your decision as to whether to go ahead and buy this, or whether you've had issues with it and you're just not gelling with it and you wanted to see, you know, if there's something that was wrong with it. And I honestly don't feel there is. Sometimes there's a connection with the deck, sometimes you initially feel a connection and then it wanes, sometimes you don't feel one at all and then it grows. So I would just say give it a chance, give it a go, see how you communicate with it and how it communicates with you, because I'm sure it'll be different for everybody. But for me, it was very instant. It's been very kind. It understands, and I think it's very surprising when you just pull out a card and you go, that's exactly what I was just about to say. So it's very nice and very affirming as well when that happens. But let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about this, or even if you have this deck, your experiences with it. As always, I would love to hear about it from you. Always up for tarot card and oracle card discussions. And also let me know if you have any requests to what other decks you want me to review. I have a fair few. So yeah, drop it down below and I'll see if I have it and I can review it for you. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon.